This video is important. It will prove the police have gaslighted my evidence and are involved in the gangstalking program. If you're unable to fully pay the due attention necessary to watch and listen to this video, which will go some considerable way to proving the gangstalking conspiracy, then please don't waste any more time here. If, however, you do have the time and inclination to listen to the evidence, please note you must wear ear or headphones. Then I will thank you for your time, and I sincerely hope you will share this video on the realization of neighbour involvement in gangstalking and potential torture. The horrific but true revelation for me that gangstalking will follow you wherever you may go was learning how neighbours are inducted into this program and become your torturers. To lend some credibility to what might appear a preposterous statement, I'll show you how in the past I used to complain about what I thought were mere neighbours from hell, to coin a phrase. Here is a letter received from the MP, which is a Member of Parliament, Harriet Harman, dated February 2013. Do note that this is at a previous address in Peckham, the one where my continuing nightmare and hell began way back in 2009. I no longer bother complaining about neighbour noise because my demonic neighbours are definitely part of the gangstalking program, and any complaint is just simply a waste of my time. Although I have evidence regarding the viral slander campaign used as one part in my targeting, the police have purposely dismissed that evidence and used underhand and very likely, if not understandable, illegal moves to distance themselves from their collusion. The video evidence they had access to was mostly to do with strangers verbally abusing me away from the flat when riding my bike or when I slept in the car a mile or so away from the flat here in Peckham, though I also provided them with audio evidence not unlike what you are about to hear, and that evidence was never mentioned in the Merlin report I obtained from the police back in 2019. The police know about my YouTube channel. They clearly state this in that Merlin report, and I feel certain they will have been watching my videos since 2017 when they visited the flat to watch some of my video evidence. The police have stated any verbal abuse heard, and which I know is directed at me, is either non-existent or mere coincidence. This is of course total bull. They know it and I know it. All aspects of the targeting program cumulatively take their toll, but I've always maintained the most harmful aspect, both psychologically and physically, is when a neighbour or more than one neighbour signs up to become a daily participant in a target's destruction. Who approaches or employs these fiends is one of a number of questions that demand an answer, and aside from the police and those that carry out the stalking, harassment and tortures, which other organisations and agencies are involved? To obtain evidence of parts of my targeting, I purchased an audio recorder in 2012 or 2013, and from 2015 purchased a bike camera, which became my primary method of obtaining evidence outside, but continued to use an audio recorder mostly for indoor evidence of those in the flat below. The audio recorders and bike cameras used over the years, some second-hand, are at the budget consumer level. I don't work and exist on state benefits, including carer's allowance. Although the recordings are hissy and noisy for the most part, you will hear the abusive words and phrases directed my way, but repeat plays will be helpful. At both Peckham addresses, I began sleeping on the balcony in the vain attempt I could elude the sickos in the flat below. The balcony recordings are generally hissy, and there's noise from traffic sometimes. I also recorded within the flat, including the bathroom, where I attempted vainly again to get some rest or even sleep. Gangstalkers able to have the most impact on a target's life will be generously rewarded for their mercenary contribution to the destruction of your health and life. And for me, that would be the Gangstalking neighbours, from the single black male and his devilish help back in 2009 to 2013, to the fiendish families allowing their kids to take part in the tortures from 2013 to the current year of 2021. I believe, but can't yet prove, that there was one form of technology also used which not only woke me but physically harmed and disfigured me, and the fact they mention burning me might help you understand potentially dangerous loaned hardware was in use by these demons, for demons is how I saw these beings. That hardware may have been radar based to locate me, and it's one theory among others about what was and is used to cause burning sensations, intense aches and chronic joint pains. You must wear ear or headphones to listen to these files. I haven't listened to them via a mobile phone, but suspect for most of my viewers a mobile phone will be the only means to watch and listen to this. If the phone is a suitable way to hear my evidence, you will hear some of the abusive words and phrases which include wanker, weirdo, gonna die and pedo, and of course the noise of slamming doors, striking metal and other auditory harassment. Headphones, earphones, cans on please. Here is my evidence of gangstalking neighbours. Let me remind you, the police visited the flat in 2017 to watch some of my videos of the verbal abusive harassment outside away from the flat. They agreed at the time they did hear some abusive words, and one of the cops even asked whether these were strangers directing their verbal abuse at me.
What I've done, I was actually listening via the headphones, and I could hear it with the headphones.
Okay.
So you can try that if you want.
Yeah.
It's on. I put it on the maximum kind of volume for that and for the video. So
yeah.
And also, just extra help. That gives the when the insults on the video, etc., etc.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the others, some of them are seem quite clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
But they're just random people.
They are random people. I don't know them.
Okay.
So if you take, I've sent to your PC field.
Ryan, I'm Ryan.
Sorry,
that's Jamie.
Jamie. I was saying on the memory card I've got another.
This one here,
yeah. Thing. So it's like the whole neighbourhood and beyond seems to know who I am and have seen something or heard something about me. Dare I ask, have you heard of gangstalking or organised stalking?
No.
No?
No, it's all new to me.
No, have fun.
Yeah, we'll have
We'll have a listen to that.
Alright?
And then
the audio files,
yeah, we'll take it from there.
Right.
I'm off up to stay for just over 2 weeks.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. So Brian's at the time, he might have a look at it if not, wait for me to come back.
Okay. There's no great hurry because...
Yeah, but at the end of the day, things need to get resolved soon as.
Sure.
But we'll have a look through that.
Okay, brilliant.
And we'll have a look through that, and I'll speak to my sergeant. And we'll have a discussion, and we'll give you a shout.
Thanks for coming round, guys.
Thank you for your time.
No worries, thank you.
On leaving, I gave them an SD memory card containing both video and audio files. Time passed and no news from the police, acknowledging my video files showed excellent unequivocal proof of a harassment and stalking campaign away from the flat by strangers. As the police are clued in this highly corrosive domestic torture program, I shouldn't really have been surprised they tried to find a way to extricate themselves from illegal targeting operations. What instead happened, and pardon the pun, was the police making a number of visits out of the blue to the flat for no apparent valid reason other than as a form of harassment. And on one of those visits there were 4 cops and a mental health worker in tow, which is one of the reasons why I'm deeply suspicious of not only the police, but also mental health. The police, via this targeting program, have deliberately initiated mental health referrals or psychiatric reprisals, which is what they really are, to deflect their involvement and cover up in the targeting. A psychiatrist, through incompetence or reasons unknown, sided with the police to state in writing I had a delusional disorder. She didn't do me the honour of looking at my evidence, which she should have done before giving that woefully incorrect diagnosis, which is what the cops needed and got, and no doubt will try to use against me. One astonishing claim made in that Merlin report by the police, who surely aren't professionally qualified to make such ludicrous claims, is that I believe vehicles and pigeons speak to me. Incredible and outrageously naughty as that action by the police is, I have seen it as a bit of a gift and ran with it in some of my videos using a friendly pigeon I see quite regularly, who became my civil partner. If you've listened to the audio clips in this video, which were recorded between 2016 and 18 of those living in the flat below during this period, and we're talking about two different families living at 7 Dayak Court, Brayards Road, London, SE15 3RF, you'll now know the police are colluding in a cover-up of a state-sanctioned domestic harassment and torture program. Neighbours can be inducted into this program, mine certainly have been, and someone pays them or rewards them for fucking with a target's life in various ways, and given the means to do this accurately. My previous neighbours moved to this Riverside development in 2017, which is close to central London, after 4 years of systematic targeted harassment and maybe an invisible form of torture thrown in. Was this move part of their reward? The current neighbours also carry out targeted noise campaigns, shout verbal abuse, and I'm certain can invisibly harm me as the previous neighbours did. They can't affect my sleep because I haven't slept here save for a handful of times since January 2017. I've been a target of these mostly covert gangstalking operations since 2009. Genuine targets of gangstalking are silenced, ignored, falsely and deliberately labelled as having a form of mental illness. A small but infamous minority claiming to have been targets of gangstalking have killed and been killed, unable to endure any more of the tortures they insist were being perpetrated on them as part of the gangstalking. With this audio-based video primarily featuring recordings of the inducted, sadistic, sick of heart and mind tenants and families in the flat below, it's clear the same abusive words match those heard in my video of strangers outside. So you must then conclude this proves an organised protocol of targeted harassment, including a very successful slander campaign spreading way beyond the confines of Peckham here in southeast London. These two videos combined go some way to proving the conspiracy theory of gangstalking. But where can I go with this evidence? The cops are off limits because they are involved in the targeting program. Legal firms find excuses not to help. Human rights organisations also find excuses not to help. So I have the surreal dichotomy of being armed with evidence, yet can't get justice to expose this secret targeting program. That appears to be the system for any targeted individual. I will endeavour to move things along quite soon. This has been an intolerable ongoing situation for over 12 torturous years. This is a domestic torture programme. My name is Michael Crossley and I'm a targeted individual living in London.